The London Stock Exchange receives over 20,000 round-trip orders a second. Our software solutions enable that. Cisco processes 10,000 orders per hour. Our software solutions enable that too. Expedia facilitated over $88 billion worth of bookings in 2017. We're part of that as well. And the list of companies and brands around the world that use Sri Lankan solutions, platforms and technology goes on. Great technology is achieved through ingenuity. Sri Lanka has a lot of it and the world's coming to us for it. Sri Lankan IT firms create revolutionary IP products, impacting users across the globe. And our vibrant startup ecosystem generates innovations that are transforming a multitude of industries. Sri Lankan IT experts are all about fast turnaround times, agile working and value-added solutions. We pride ourselves on our ability to deliver high productivity, quality and ingenuity. Sri Lankan IT companies have been on the digital frontier for over 30 years, making us one of the world's favorite IT BPM destinations. The island's connected to the internet by 7 submarine cables, clocking ultra-high speed. On land, Tier 3 data centers, world-class connectivity speeds and region-leading network infrastructure give Sri Lanka a technological edge. We've got world-class local universities and the top international universities operating in Sri Lanka, producing some of the best IT talent in the world. 80,000 plus now and counting. Our IT professionals are our difference. They're adept at open source, obsessed with adding value to knowledge solutions and innovating everything. Sri Lankan IT experts are naturally tech-savvy, adaptable and vibrant. Sri Lankans are excellent communicators and collaborators, able to work across markets, and IT companies around the world want them. We've even won the Google Summer of Code 9 times in a row. Region-leading infrastructure and ICT literacy makes Sri Lanka the preferred testbed for anyone wanting to enter large Asian markets. Sri Lanka's commercial laws, vibrant living environment, FTAs with neighbouring nations and high rankings on South Asian business-related indices places us in a unique position to host regional headquarters and captive operations. Being the home of over 140,000 professional accountants, Sri Lanka is also a preferred destination for the finance and accounting industry, offering high-end analytics and a broad spectrum of FAO services. Imagine a sincere service, top-of-the-line thinking and next-gen tech in a picturesque tropical island. Who said you can't mix work and pleasure? Sri Lanka's got it all. The experience, the people, the technology and the drive to become the world's next big IT and BPM hub. Sri Lanka's an island of creators, innovators and engineers. Always thinking, how can we make something better? That's our difference. We're an island of ingenuity.
Christine, we cannot hear the audio.
We are delighted to say that we are trying to create out is a platform for us to take you to local, national level, as well as global awards, and to take you to global markets. So there are many things to happen. Your innovation.
Hello, I'm Vilan Rajapaksa. I'm the Managing Director of White Lab Innovations Lab and also a Board Director of SLASSCOM. The SLASSCOM National Ingenuity Awards 2022 celebrates and recognizes the innovators of tomorrow. I invite you, your teams and your organizations to take part in this competition and showcase your innovations and be a national level winner or a regional level winner.
Hi everyone, Sampath Sundare, Chief Executive Officer and Director, Sales Business Solution PLC, and CEO, People's HR Private Limited. So I'm Board Director of SLASSCOM Sri Lanka as well. We are bringing you Ingenuity Award 2022 version. We are delighted to say that we are trying to create out is a platform for us to take you to local, national level, as well as global awards, and to take you to global markets. So there are many things to happen. Your innovation, your process-related activities, your prototypes is a platform for you to bring it out. All the best for you. Please apply. Closing date is coming soon. Thank you.
My name is Jehan Perinpanayagam, CEO of Informate Private Limited and Vice Chair of SLASSCOM. I invite you to join others in the IT BPM industry across the country and apply for the SLASSCOM National Ingenuity Awards 2022. You can apply on slasscom.lk/IA. It is open to students, to colleges, to startups, and to companies.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Harindu Abegunratna. I'm one of the committee members of the Sri Lanka SLASSCOM National Ingenuity Awards 2022. Here with me, I have Sahin, who will pretty much do the translation in Tamil of this entire session. And I have Chaturanga, who is responsible of telling you all the entire process, the application process of the Ingenuity Awards, as well as how the whole judging is going to work out. So thank you for joining this session, and let me share my screen. I have a small presentation ready with me. Yeah, so SLASSCOM National Ingenuity Awards 2022. It's on at the moment, and we are accepting applications. And this particular awareness session is focused towards students to come and apply for these prestigious award ceremony. And we have been doing this for the 4th time now, and we are covering all the 9 provinces of Sri Lanka, and hopefully getting everyone involved to showcase their talent in software innovation within Sri Lanka. Mage nama Harindu Abegunratna, committee member kenek organizing committee case SLASSCOM National Ingenuity Awards. Maat ekka innawa සහින් දෙමළ භාෂාවෙන් මේක පරිවර්තනය කරන්න අන්තික චතුරංග ඉන්නවා මාත් එක්ක ඇප්ලිකේෂන් ප්‍රොසෙස් එක මුලින්දන් කොහොමද මේ award ceremony එක වෙන්නේ කොහොමද ඇප්ලිකේෂන් ඇප්ලයි කරන්න ඕනේ මේ awards වලට ඊට පස්සේ කොහොමද මේකේ ජජින් ප්‍රොසෙස් එක වැඩ කරන්න කියලා. Sahin, do you want to take over?
நன்றி ஹரிந்து. நான்காவது வருடாந்த SLASSCOM வழங்கும் புத்துக்குரிமையாளர்களுக்கு தெரிவு செய்யும் இன்ஜினியரிட்டி விருதுகள் விழிப்புணர்வு அமர்வுக்கு உங்களை வரவேற்பதில் பெருமிதம் அடைகிறோம். என்னுடன் ஹரிந்து உள்ளார். ஹரிந்து ஆங்கிலம் மற்றும் சிங்கள மொழிகளில் விவரணங்களை தருவார். நான் தமிழ் மொழிக்கான விவரணங்களை தருவேன். இந்த இன்ஜினியரிட்டி அவார்ட் வந்து 9 மாகாணங்களில் உள்ளடக்கியதாகவும் 4வது முறையாகவும் இடம்பெறுகின்றது. இந்த இன்ஜினியரிட்டி அவார்ட் இந்த குறிப்பிட்ட அமர்வு குறிப்பாக பாடசாலை மாணவர்களை விழிப்புணர்வுக்காக இடம்பெறுகின்றது. ஹரிந்து, you can.
Yes, thanks, Sahin. So, like I said, these Ingenuity Awards, we focus on schools, universities, startups, and established companies, as well as the, when I say companies, these are software companies, as well as the BPO and the KPO sectors. Like I said before, this award ceremony had been there for the last 4 years, and we have been focusing on the entire Sri Lanka, which means we are recognizing winners from all 9 provinces of Sri Lanka, as well as we are recognizing a national winner as well. And in this award ceremony, we have 12 categories, mainly again to target all these sectors, as well as, from following up from last year to now, we have 4 new categories, which covers the entire BPM and the KPO sector. But this particular awareness session that we are doing is mainly focused for students, to show them and tell them what we expect when you apply, and some of the key points and elements that students have to worry about, or students have to be focused on when they are applying for this particular category. Yes, මේ award ceremony එකේ අපේ target එක තමයි ඔක්කොම මුළු ලංකාවේම provinces 9ම කට්ටියව එකතු කරගෙන කරන්න. අපි ඒ කට්ටියව ඉස්කෝල, universities, එතකොට අලුත් startups තියෙනවා, අලුත් companies තියෙනවා, ඒගොල්ලන් ඊට පස්සේ software product side එකේ ඉන්න companies උයි, BPM KPO side එකේ ඉන්න companies උයි, ඒ ඔක්කොලා ගෙම innovation recognize කරන්න තමයි මේ award ceremony එක අපි කරන්නේ හැම අවුරුද්දෙම. මේක දැන් පෞගිය වසර 4 පුරාම මේ අපි කරනවා. හැබැයි මේ සැරේ තමයි අපි දෙවනි වතාවට provinces 9ම අපි recognize කරනවා මේ winners ලව. ඊට අමතරව අපි national level winners ලව recognize කරනවා categories 12කින්. එතකොට මේ categories 12ට අපි recognize කරන්නේ ඔයගොල්ලන් මොනවා innovative product එකක් කරලා තියෙනවනේ, innovative service එකක්, ඊට පස්සේ BPM KPO තියෙනවා නම් ඒ කට්ටියවත් recognize කරනවා, university projects උයි ඉස්කෝලත් recognize කරනවා. එතකොට මේ awareness session එක කරන්නේ අපි students ට ඉස්කෝලේ යන ළමයින්ට focus කරලා, මොකද ඒගොල්ලන් මේ award ceremony එකට apply කරනවා නම් මොනවාද බලන්න ඕන කාරණා, කොහොමද මේක apply කරන්න ඕනේ, මොනවාද judgesලා විදියට අපි බලන්නේ මේ students ලගෙන්. අන්න ඒ කරුණු ටික ඉදිරිපත් කරන්න තමයි අපි මේ awareness session එක කරන්නේ. Sahin,
நாங்கள் முன்பு கூறியது போல் இந்த புத்திக்கூர்மையாளர்களை தேர்வு செய்யும் இன்ஜினியரிட்டி அவார்ட் நிகழ்வானது 4வது வருடம், அதாவது 2022ஆம் ஆண்டு 4வது வருடத்தில் 2வது முறையாக இலங்கையில் உள்ள அனைத்து 9 மாகாணங்களையும் உள்ளடக்கியவாறு பாடசாலை பிரிவு மற்றும் பல்கலைக்கழகங்கள் மற்றும் ஆரம்ப கட்ட நிறுவனங்கள் மற்றும் நிறுவப்பட்ட நிறுவனங்களின் அவர்களின் புதுமையான தீர்வுகள் மற்றும் தயாரிப்புகளுக்கான ஒரு அங்கீகாரத்தை வழங்குவதற்கான ஒரு விருது நிகழ்வாக இது அமையும். இது பிரதானமாக பாடசாலை மாணவர்களின் விருதுகளுக்கான ஒரு வழிகாட்டல் நிகழ்வாக, அதாவது எவ்வாறு நாங்கள் அவர்களை தெரிவு செய்வது, எவ்வாறு மாணவர்களிடமிருந்து எவ்வகையான தீர்வுகளை எதிர்பார்க்கின்றோம், எவ்வாறு நாங்கள் அவர்களை தேடி அவர்களுக்கான உரிய அங்கீகாரத்தை வழங்குவது போன்ற அம்சங்களை இந்த நிகழ்வில் நாங்கள் உள்ளடக்கி இருக்கின்றோம். இவ்வகையான விருதுகள் 12 பிரிவுகளின் கீழான அங்கீகாரங்களை வழங்குகின்றது. ஹரிந்து.
Thank you. So before I start off this presentation, I want to just highlight some of the key statistics of last year's event. So of course, throughout the entire country, we have had 100+ winners. We have recognized 100+. That is national level as well as provincial level. And we were fortunate enough to get over 350 applications for all the categories that we had. And we had about over 300 participation for this award ceremony. And also one of the social media reach, we have had over 90,000 or almost over 91,000 reach in social media. And our event was hybrid, so we had a physical as well as a virtually it was streaming. So in FB Live itself, we had over 6,500 views on the event last year. මේ award ceremony එකේ ගිය අවුරුද්දේ අපි statistics බලනවා නම් අපිට හිටියා 100කට වැඩිය දිනපු කට්ටිය. ඒ 100ට වැඩිය කියන්නේ මුළු ලංකාවෙම. ඒ කියන්නේ provinces 9ම winners ලයි national level එකේ winners ලයි තමයි මේ 100කට වැඩි හිටියේ. ඊට පස්සේ applications අපිට හම්බුණා 350කට වැඩි application මුළු ලංකාවෙම. ඊට පස්සේ අපේ attendees ලා ගත්තොත් එහෙම 300කට වැඩි attendees ලා හිටියා. ඒතකොට social media reach එක 91,000කට වැඩි social media කට්ටිය. ඊට පස්සේ අපේ event එක live ගියා. ඒකේ අපිට 6,500කට වැඩි කට්ටිය මේ event එක live ඇවිල්ලා තිබ්බා. ඒක තමයි අපි ගිය අවුරුද්දේ statistics එක. සහින්.
Yeah, Harindu, can you go to the previous slide?
Sorry.
Yeah. நாங்கள் கடந்த ஆண்டுக்கான புள்ளி விவரங்களை நோக்குவோமானால் நாங்கள் 100க்கும் மேற்பட்ட வெற்றியாளர்களை தெரிவு செய்திருந்தோம். முழு இலங்கை உள்ளடங்கலாக, அதாவது 4 மாகாணங்களிலும் இருந்து 100க்கும் மேற்பட்ட வெற்றியாளர்களை தெரிவு செய்திருந்தோம். அதில் நாங்கள் 350க்கும் மேற்பட்ட விண்ணப்பங்களில் 300 பேர் மேற்பட்ட போட்டியாளர்களை பங்கு பற்றினர். அது மாத்திரமன்றி சமூக வலைத்தளங்களில் எங்களுக்கு அதிக வரவேற்பு கிடைத்தது. விசேடமாக Facebook லைவில் எங்களுக்கு 6,500க்கும் அதிகமான பேர் எங்களது Facebook லைவுக்கு வந்திருந்தனர். ஹரிந்து.
So these are some of the pictures of last year's event and how we have recognized school students in this event. And these are some of the names of the winners of last year's, the main national level as well as regional level winners that we had. So like I said, we had a couple of winners from the whole northern sector, and of course the rest of the people were from Colombo. So what we are expecting this year is going to be a bit more of a reach and a bit more winners coming in from all around Sri Lanka. And that's why we are doing these awareness sessions, to bring the important aspects of this award category and how you should be applying to this award category. So like I said, these awards are eligible for everyone who is in Sri Lanka, from all around Sri Lanka. It can be from different backgrounds, different genders, different geographies. Like I said, we recognize all 9 provinces. And one important aspect in this is the applicants have to submit their information only in English. So that is a very important factor. And like I said, we are recognizing national level and regional level winners. We have many categories that are open up this year, but again, I will not go into details because our focus is purely for students. ආපහු කියනවා නම් අපි applications මේ අවුරුද්දේ බාරගන්නේ ඉංග්‍රීසි වලින් විතරයි. ඉංග්‍රීසි වලින් තමයි මේ application එක කරන්න ඕනේ. ඒක තමයි ඒක හරිම important දෙයක්. මොකද අපි judges ලා ඉන්නවා වෙන රටවල judges ලා තියෙනවා මේක judge කරන්න. ඉතින් ඒකින්ද අපි English වලින් විතරයි මේකට apply කරන්න පුළුවන්. ඊට පස්සේ මම කලින් කිව්වා වගේ provinces නාමයේම කට්ටිය මේකට apply කරන්න පුළුවන්. female male වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒක ප්‍රශ්නයක් නෑ. and අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා ඔය ගොඩක් හැම කෙනෙක්ම මේකට apply කරයි කියලා. ඊට පස්සේ අපි provincial level එකකින් winners ලා තෝරනවත් එක්කම national level එකේ winners ලා තෝරනවා මේ award ceremony එකේ. ඒකත් මම කියන්න කැමතියි. සහින්
நாங்கள் விருதுகளில் உள்வாங்கப்படுவதற்கான பொதுவான நிபந்தனைகளை உற்று நோக்குவோமானால் விருதுகளில் உள்வாங்கப்படுவதற்காக இலங்கையில் உள்ள எந்த ஒரு பிரஜையும் இதற்காக விண்ணப்பிக்க முடியும். அதாவது இலங்கையில் உள்ள அனைத்து சமூக பின்னணிகள், பாலினங்கள் மற்றும் பல்வேறு பிரதேசங்களை சேர்ந்த போட்டியாளர்கள் இந்த போட்டியில் பங்கு பெற்ற முடியும். கடந்த வருடம் போன்றே இந்த வருடமும் அனைத்து மாகாணங்களையும் உள்ளடக்கியதாக போட்டியாளர்களை நாங்கள் தெரிவு செய்ய இருக்கிறோம். போட்டியாளர்களில் மாகாண மற்றும் தேசிய ரீதியில் விருதுகளை வழங்குவதற்காக நாங்கள் தயாராக உள்ளோம். மேலும் முக்கிய நிபந்தனையாக விண்ணப்பதாரிகள் தேவையான தகவல்கள் அனைத்தும் ஆங்கிலத்தில் எழுதப்பட்ட கோவையாக சமர்ப்பித்தல் வேண்டும். அடுத்த நிபந்தனையாக இதற்கு முன் தேசிய அல்லது பிராந்திய வெற்றியாளராக நீங்கள் இருந்தால் நீங்கள் சமர்ப்பிக்கும் தயாரிப்புடன் ஒரு முன்னேற்றகரமான தன்மையை நீங்கள் விவரித்து அந்த தயாரிப்பை நீங்கள் சமர்ப்பிக்க வேண்டும். ஹரிந்து.
Okay, so the type of applicant types that we recognize is obviously the companies like I told you, startup and freelancers, university and schools. So I will not go into detail about the company, startup, freelancer or university, but when it comes to school, what we need from the applicants is a signed letter stating from a principal or a deputy principal, or else it can be from the department head or an IT teacher who is in the schools, verifying the work that a particular student has done. So we need that letter, then only you will get eligible. If not, we won't be able to take you further in your application process, because that's a must to have. So that's a very important part, and the letter should be emailed to ia@slasscom.lk email address. Then the location of the application is decided by the province the school is located. So that's important as well. In case in your birth certificate or in your ID card, if your address is different, but then you're relocated for some reason and you're going to a different school in another province, we will consider your province is where you school at. So that's also very important, a point to remember. And of course, the third point is the application fee is free. So there won't be any payments required for you to be recognized or for you to apply for this award ceremony. එතකොට මේ අපි මේ award ceremony එකේ අපේ applicant types හතරක් තියෙනවා. මම ඉස්සෙල්ලා කිව්වා වගේ company recognize කරනවා, අපි startups recognize කරනවා, freelancers recognize කරනවා, universities recognize කරනවා. හතරවෙනි එක තමයි ඉස්කෝල අපි recognize කරනවා. ඉස්කෝල යන ළමයින්ව තමයි recognize කරන්නේ. එතකොට ඒක තමයි මේ presentation එකේ focus එක. අපි මොකද මේ presentation එකේ ඉස්කෝල යන ළමයින්ට focus කරලා තමයි කරන්නේ. එතකොට මේකට ඉස්කෝලේ යන ළමයි apply කරද්දී අපි ලෙටර් එකක් බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා ඒ ළමයාගේ ඉස්කෝලේ එක්ක විදුහල්පතිකින් හරි උපවිදුහල්පති හරි එහෙම නැත්නම් sectional head කෙනෙක් හෝ IT subject උගන්වන teacher කෙනෙක් ලෙටර් එකක් අපිට දෙන්න ඕනේ verify කරලා ඒ ළමයා ඉදිරිපත් කරන project එක හරි application එකේ මේ ළමයාම තමයි කරලා තියෙන්නේ කියලා. ඒක verify කරගන්න තමයි අපි මේ letter එකක් බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ. ඒතකොට letter එක එවන්න ඕනේ ia@slasscom.lk කියන email address එකට. ඒක එවන්න ඕනේ. එහෙම නැත්නම් qualify වෙන්නේ නැහැ මේ award ceremony එකට. ඒක විශේෂ දෙයක් හිතන්න ඕනේ. අනිත් එක තමයි location එක කියලා අපි province එක කියන්නේ අපි මොකද provincial level winners ලා අපි recognize කරන හින්දා අපි province එක කියලා recognize කරන්නේ ඉස්කෝලේ තියෙන address එකේ address එක. ඒතර address එක අදාළ වෙන province එක තමයි අපි ඒ අදාළ ඉස්කෝලේ ළමයාගේ province එක කියලා recognize කරන්නේ. ඒකත් අපි දැනුම් දෙන්න ඕනේ. ඊට පස්සේ මේකට කිසිම මුදලක් වැය වෙන්නේ නැහැ අපිට apply කරන්න. අපි ඒක free. හැබැයි බැලුවොත් එම company startup හරි universities හරි ඒගොල්ලන්ට පොඩි fee එකක් තියෙනවා ගෙවන්න ඕනේ. හැබැයි ඉස්කෝලේ ළමයින්ට අපි මේ fee එක waive off කරලා දෙනවා. ඉතින් ඒකින්ද මේක free apply කරන්න. මට පොඩි දෙයක් කියන්න අමතක වුණා මුලදී. මේ presentation එකයි මේ session එකයි අපි record වෙනවා. ඊට පස්සේ මේක Facebook live හරහා මේ presentation යනවා. අපි මේ presentation එක ඕගලන්ට email එක හරහා එවනවා ඕගලන්ගේ දැනුම සඳහා. ඒකින්ද ඒකත් මට කියන්න උවමනාවක් තියෙනවා. සහින්.
அடுத்து நாங்கள் விண்ணப்பங்கள் விருதுகளுக்கான விண்ணப்பங்கள் கோரப்படுவதற்கான வகைகளை உற்று நோக்குவோமானால் நிறுவனங்கள் மற்றும் ஆரம்பகட்ட நிலை நிறுவனங்கள், ஃப்ரீலான்சர்ஸ், அடுத்தது பல்கலைக்கழக மட்டம் மற்றும் பாடசாலை மட்டங்களில் விண்ணப்பங்கள் கோரப்படுகின்றன. இந்த அமர்வில் நாங்கள் முக்கியமாக கவனிக்க எடுத்துக்கொண்ட விடயம் பாடசாலை மாணவர்கள் எவ்வாறு இந்த விருதுகளுக்காக விண்ணப்பித்தது என்பது. இதற்கான முக்கிய நிபந்தனையாக பாடசாலை மாணவர்களின் படைப்பில் உறுதித்தன்மையை அசல்தன்மையை உறுதிப்படுத்தும் அதிபர் அல்லது பிரதி அதிபரிடமிருந்து கையொப்பமிடப்பட்ட கடிதம் ia@slasscom.lk என்ற மின்னஞ்சல் முகவரிக்கு அனுப்பப்பட்டிருத்தல் வேண்டும். இக்கடிதமானது மாணவரின் சுயமான உண்மைத்தன்மையான ஆற்றலை வெளிப்படுத்தக்கூடியவாறு அமைந்திருத்தல் வேண்டும். அடுத்த நிபந்தனையாக விருதுகளுக்காக தெரிவு செய்யும் போது மாகாணமாக பாடசாலை அமைந்துள்ள மாகாணம் கருத்தில் கொள்ளப்படும். அறிந்து.
Okay, going back to the award category, what we look for as the best innovative product/project from schools or from school students is you can be either an individual or you can have set of people as a team. You can apply for this award category, and if you are applying as a team, the maximum number of students that we require for this team is 5, so that's important. And students should be born in 2007 or earlier. That's another point that we want to mention. This is open for any government or private or international school, and we embrace everyone to come and participate. Either you're from a government school or a private school or international schools, that doesn't really matter to us. And of course, if your solution or this project, which is a software-based project, or it can be a IoT based project, and if that solves a problem that's out there in a very unique way, that's going to be the most advantage factor, where this award ceremony is all about recognizing innovation, and we give prominence to people who are solving, it may be a day-to-day problem, or it may be a burning issue that's out there in the world. Also, it needs to address the solution properly that is being given, and the idea should be viable and useful for a particular target segment. And I mean, if it has a future market, then that's even more better. So these are some of the eligibility criteria. And I also told you about a letter that needs to be sent from the principal or the deputy principal or sectional head, or it can be the IT teacher, to the IA at SLASSCOM.lk email address. So that is also needed. So these are the eligibility criteria for this particular award category. මේ award category එකට ඒතර ඉස්කෝලේ ළමයින් සඳහා අපි මේ category එක තමයි අපි කියන්නේ. ඒතර මේ category එකට තනිවම apply කරන්න පුළුවන්. එහෙම නැත්නම් team එකක් විදිහට apply කරන්නත් පුළුවන්. ඒතර team එකක් විදිහට apply කරනවා නම් maximum වැඩිම ඉන්න පුළුවන් ගාන team එකේ 5 දෙනා ළමයි 5 දෙනෙකුට. එහෙම ඒක තමයි අපේ limit එක කියලා තියෙන්නේ. ඊට පස්සේ මේකට පුළුවන් 2007 හෝ ඊට කලින් ඉපදිච්ච ළමයින්ට තමයි මේක මේ කැටගරි එක ඕපන් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. ඊට පස්සේ ඉස්කෝල ගත්තොත් එහෙම ඒක ගවර්න්මන්ට් ඉස්කෝලයක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්, ප්‍රයිවට් ඉස්කෝලයක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්, ඉන්ටර්නැෂනල් ඉස්කෝලයක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒක ප්‍රශ්නයක් නෑ. ඕන ඉස්කෝලයක ඉඳලා අපිට මේකට ඇප්ලයි කරන්න පුළුවන්. ඊට පස්සේ මේකේ කියන්න ඕනේ මේ ඇප්ලයි කරන, ඒ කියන්නේ මේ ප්‍රොජෙක්ට් එකේ මොකද්ද, මේකේ මොන හරි තියෙන ලෝකේ තියෙන ප්‍රශ්නයක්, හරි ලංකාවේ තියෙන ප්‍රශ්නයක්, හරි මේ එදිනෙදා ජීවිතයේ මොන හරි තියෙන ප්‍රශ්නයක් ද මේකෙන් විසඳුමක් හම්බ වෙනවද ඕගොල්ලන් මේ software project එකේ. ඒක හරියට explain කරන්න ඕනේ මේ award category. මම කියන්න මොනවාද explain කරද්දි මොනවාද බලන්න ඕනේ ඊළඟ slide එකේදී. ඊට පස්සේ මේ idea එක හොඳ idea එකක්ද, ඒ කියන්නේ මේක කරන්න පුළුවන්, practically කරන්න පුළුවන් idea එකක්ද, ඒවට අපි වැඩිපුර ලකුණු දෙනවා. ඒ පැත්ත ගැන බලලා මේ ඊට පස්සේ මොන හරි මේක ඉස්සරහට විකුණන්න පුළුවන්ද, ඒව ගැනත් හිතලා තියෙනවා නම් ඒව ගැනත් අපිට කියන්න පුළුවන් මේක apply කරද්දි. මොකද අපි ඒ පැති ඔක්කොම බලනවා මේ award එකේ winnerව recognize කරද්දි. ඊට පස්සේ මම ඉස්සෙල්ලා කිව්වා වගේ අර letter එකක් එවන්න ඕනේ ආදාළ ඉස්කෝලෙන් මේකේ මේ apply කරන ළමයි තමයි මේ project එක මේ කරලා තියෙන්නේ කියන ඒ ගැරන්ටි එක දෙන ලෙටර් එකක් එවන්න ඕනේ. සහින්
ingenuity, அதாவது புத்தாக்க சிந்தனைக்கான உற்பத்தி அல்லது செயற்திட்டம் விருதுகளுக்காக பாடசாலை மட்டங்களில் இருந்து கோரப்படும் விண்ணப்பங்கள் பின்வரும் நிபந்தனைகளை உள்வாங்கித்தல் வேண்டும். விருதுக்காக விண்ணப்பிக்கும் குழுவாகவோ அல்லது தனிநபராகவோ விண்ணப்பிக்கலாம். குழுவாயின் அக்குழுவில் அதிகபட்சம் 5 மாணவர்கள் உள்ளடங்கியிருத்தல் வேண்டும். விண்ணப்பிக்கும் மாணவர்கள் 2007ஆம் ஆண்டு அல்லது அதற்கு முன் பிறப்பு ஆண்டை கொண்ட மாணவர்களாக இருத்தல் வேண்டும். விண்ணப்பிக்கும் மாணவர் தனியார் அல்லது சர்வதேச பாடசாலைகளில் இருந்தும் தேசிய பாடசாலைகளில் இருந்தும் கவர்மெண்ட் பாடசாலைகளில் இருந்தும் விண்ணப்பிக்க முடியும். அடுத்த நிபந்தனையாக உங்களது புத்தாக்க சிந்தனை சர்வதேச ரீதியில் அல்லது உலகளாவிய ரீதியில் உள்ள சிக்கல்களை, அதாவது பிரச்சனைகளை தீர்ப்பதற்கான ஒரு தனித்துவமான வழியாக அமைந்திருத்தல் வேண்டும். நீங்கள் கொடுக்கும் விவரணங்கள் நீங்கள் பிரச்சனைகளை தீர்ப்பதற்காக கொடுக்கும் விவரங்கள் சரியான முறையில் விவரிக்கப்பட்டிருத்தல் வேண்டும். உங்கள் புத்தாக்க சிந்தனையானது வர்த்தக ரீதியில் சந்தை வாய்ப்புக்கு ஏற்றவாறு அமைந்திருத்தல் வேண்டும். நாங்கள் முன்பு கூறியது போல் நீங்கள் விண்ணப்பிக்கும் போது அதிபர் அல்லது பிரதி அதிபர் அல்லது தகவல் தொடர்பாடல் தொழில்நுட்ப ஆசிரியரினால் உறுதிப்படுத்தப்பட்ட கடிதத்தினை ia@slascom.lk என்ற மின்னஞ்சல் முகவரிக்கு அனுப்பியிருத்தல் வேண்டும். இக்கடிதமானது மாணவர்களின் தனித்துவமான மற்றும் சுயாதீனமான சிந்தனையை உறுதிப்படுத்துவதன் நோக்கமாக இக்கடிதம் கோரப்படுகின்றது. ஹரிந்து.
Okay, so what we are looking for from this applicant is, of course, it's a 500-word maximum write-up on the software project or the IoT project that you have done during your school tenure. If you can give us a video or a demo of this, and if that can be uploaded to the location that we are specifying, that will be an added advantage as well. It can be your project video, or it can be you explaining about the project that you have done with screenshots. So that's very much essential. And some of the points that you need to mention in your write-up or as well as in your video, it can be the innovation, how the innovation is helping to solve a problem. And why do you think this is an innovative solution? Also, if you can talk about different other innovation solutions or different other similar projects that you know of, and how your project is better than that, that is also great, because these are some of the important factors to talk when it comes to innovation. Then the technology that you have used, it may be the IoT and the software technology, or it may be a simple program or game from scratch. That is also acceptable. And if you have thought about how you want to sell this solution to some party, or if you have thought about that whole selling part, that's mentioned that as well. And of course, some of the improvements that you want to do this. So if you can summarize all of that into a 500-word write-up, as well as if you can't summarize everything in the write-up, then you have the write-up for 500, and whatever the remaining, you can put it in a video and send it to us. එතකොට මේ කැටගරි එකෙන් අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ වචන 500ක වචනාවක් උකුයි වීඩියෝ එකක් පුළුවන් නම් කරන්න ඕගලන් ඒ කළා තියෙන ප්‍රොජෙක්ට් එකේ හරි ඒ ඩිවයිස් එකේ හරි හදලා තියෙන වීඩියෝ එකක් එවන්න පුළුවන් නම් ඒ දෙකම තමයි අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ මේ කැටගරි එකේ. එතකොට ඔය වීඩියෝ එකේ ඒ රචනාවේ අපිට පුළුවන් නම් කියන්න කොහොමද මේ ඉනෝවේෂන් එක යූස් කරලා තියෙන්නේ, මොකද්ද මේකෙන් විසඳන්නේ, මොන වගේ ප්‍රශ්නයක්ද විසඳන්නේ, ඊට පස්සේ මේ වගේ ඉනෝවේෂන් තව කරලා තියෙනවා නම් ඒව ගැන ඉන්ෆර්මේෂන් දීලා එතකොට ඕගලන් කරලා තියෙන ඉනෝවේෂන් එක කොහොමද අනිත් කට්ටියත් එක්ක ඩිෆරෙන්ෂিয়েට් වෙන්නේ කියන එක කියන්න පුළුවන් නම් තවත් හොඳයි. මොකද එතකොට අපි දන්නවා ඔයගොල්ලෝ මාකට් ඇනලිසිස් එකක් වගේ එකක් කරලා තියෙනවා කියලා. ඊට පස්සේ ටෙක්නොලොජි, එතකොට ස්ක්‍රැච් වගේ ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑමින් language එක use කරලා තියෙනවා නම් එහෙම නැත්නම් IoT එක්ක මොන හරි integration එකක් කරලා ඔයගලන් build කරලා තියෙනවා නම් ඒ ගැන සඳහනක් කරන්න. කොහොමද මේක ගැන ඔයගලන් හිතලා තියෙනවා මේක කොහොමද විකුණන්න පුළුවන් කියලා මේ solution එක. ඒවත් ඔක්කොම විස්තර කරලා මේක ගැන කියන්න පුළුවන් නම් ඒක තමයි අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ. එතකොට අපේ ජජස්ලට පුළුවන් හරි විදිහට මේ ඕගලන්ගේ දෙන ඒ සොලියුෂන් එක හරි ප්‍රොජෙක්ට් එක හරි ජජ් කරන්න. සහින්
விருதுகளில் தகுதி பெறுவதற்காக அல்லது உள்வாங்குவதற்காக எதிர்பார்க்கப்படும் விடயங்களாக புத்தாக்க சிந்தனைகளை கொண்ட அதிகபட்சம் 500 சொற்களை கொண்ட ஒரு கட்டுரை, அதாவது உங்களுடைய புத்தாக்க சிந்தனைக்கான உற்பத்தி அல்லது செயற்திட்டத்துக்கான ஐடியாவை கொண்ட ஒரு கட்டுரை, அது அதிகபட்சமாக 500 சொற்களை கொண்டிருக்க வேண்டும். 5 நிமிட ஒரு காணொளி நீங்கள் சமர்ப்பிக்க வேண்டும். அதில் நீங்கள் எவ்வாறு அந்த புத்தாக்க சிந்தனையை முன்வைக்கிறீர்கள், அதில் எவ்வாறான தொழில்நுட்ப விடயங்களை உள்ளடக்கியுள்ளீர்கள் ஆகியவற்றை உள்ளடங்கலாக ஒரு 5 நிமிட காணொளி சமர்ப்பிக்கப்பட வேண்டும். மேற்குறிப்பிட்ட 2 விடயங்களிலும் பின்வரும் அம்சங்கள் உள்ளடக்கப்பட்டிருத்தல் அவசியம். சிக்கல்களை தீர்ப்பதற்கு அல்லது உலகளாவிய பிரச்சனைகள், சமூக பிரச்சனைகளை தீர்ப்பதற்கு உங்களுடைய புத்தாக்க சிந்தனைகள் எவ்வாறு உதவுகின்றது? ஏன் நீங்கள் உங்களது தயாரிப்பு அல்லது செயற்திட்டத்தை ஒரு புத்தாக்க சிந்தனையாக முன்வைக்கின்றீர்கள்? ஏற்கனவே இது போன்ற புத்தாக்க சிந்தனைகள் இதற்கு சார்பாக அல்லது இதற்கு நேரடியாக இருந்தால் இதனை நீங்கள் எவ்வாறு உங்கள் புத்தாக்க சிந்தனைகளில் இருந்து வேறுபடுத்தி காண்பிப்பீர்கள்? நீங்கள் ஏதாவது தொழில்நுட்பம் அல்லது தொழில்நுட்பங்களை உங்களது புத்தாக்க சிந்தனையை நிர்மாணிப்பதற்கு அது உதவி இருந்தால் அவை யாவை? உங்களது தீர்வினை எவ்வாறு நீங்கள் ஒரு வர்த்தக பொருளாக அல்லது செயற்திட்டமாக மாற்றி அமைக்க முடியும்? இறுதியாக உங்களது புத்தாக்க சிந்தனையில் மேலும் எவ்வாறான எதிர்கால முன்னேற்றங்களை கொண்டு வர முடியும்? இது போன்ற விடயங்கள் உள்ளடங்கலாக ஆகக்கூடியது 500 சொற்கள் கொண்ட ஒரு கட்டுரை, அதாவது 500 சொற்களை கொண்ட ஒரு படிவம் உங்களிடமிருந்து எதிர்பார்க்கப்படுகிறது. Harindu?
All right, so that's about it from my end. So next would be Chaturanga, who will take you through the whole application process, how you need to apply for this, as well as how the whole judging process is going to work. So Chaturanga and Sahin, over to you.
Hari, thank you, Harindu. So what I'm going to discuss is basically how to apply for this particular competition, right? So I'll start with the high level set of steps that we need to follow. The first thing is actually, we call it a 3-step process, which means that you have to just follow very high level and very easy 3 steps for this thing, right? So how you should be doing that is, basically you need to first of all buy your tickets, right? But as school students, it's free for you. Basically you don't have to pay. What you need to do is you need to just go to this URL and then you have to buy your ticket, right? And the second step is you have to submit your application. I think Harindu clearly explained what we are expecting and what are the things that you need to submit, etc. So you have to basically go to our application system where we just do the whole process. So there you can just go and upload whatever the materials that you are supposed to upload. And third step is basically when you upload it, you have to just select the school category, and then we are asking some sort of additional information that you can type in there, or you can just copy and paste, and then you have to just submit it, right? So those are the 3 basic steps that we need to do when you are submitting your application, right? So make a වෙන්නේ පියවර 3කින් සරල පියවර 3ක් තියෙන්නේ. පළවෙනි පියවර තමයි ඔයගලන්ට නොමිලේ තමයි අපි මේක දීලා තියෙන්නේ. ඒ නිසා කිසිම ගෙවීමක් කරන්න අවශ්‍යතාවයක් නැහැ. නමුත් ඒ සඳහා අපි ටිකට් එකක් ඉෂු කරනවා නැත්නම් ටිකට් එකක් දෙනවා. ඒක ගන්න ඕන මේ පළවෙනි URL එකට ගිහිල්ලා. ඊට පස්සේ අපි දෙවෙනි පියවර විදිහට ඕගොල්ලන්ට තියෙනවා අපි තව ඇප්ලිකේෂන් එක අප්ලෝඩ් කරන්න සිස්ටම් එකක් හදලා එතෙන්ට ගිහිල්ලා ඕගොල්ලන්ගේ account එක එතන හදාගෙන ඒ account එක යටතේ ඕගොල්ලන් අප්ලෝඩ් කරන්න ඕන ඕගොල්ලන්ගේ අහලා තියෙන විස්තර ටික. ඒකට යනකොට තුන්වෙනි පියවර වෙන්නේ ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ කැටගරි එක විදිහට ස්කූල් කැටගරි එක තෝරගන්න ඕන. ඒ තෝරගත්ත කැටගරි එක යටතේ ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ විස්තර ටික අපි ඊළඟ විස්තර ටික දීලා ඇප්ලිකේෂන් එක සබ්මිට් කරන්න තමයි තියෙන්නේ. right? මේක දෙමළ භාෂාවෙන් විස්තර කරන්න. හසින්, over to you. Shahin, over to you. Shahin, if you're talking, you're on mute.
Chatra, let's continue.
All right. Okay. So I'll explain this one in detail. So it's once you land in the first URL, so you will see a UI like this, which you can see the different categories, and then you can see which one you have to select, right? So I've just highlighted here. The first thing that you need to select is the school category, and depending on how many applications that you are going to submit, you have to select the quantity and then do the initial ticket purchasing part, right? So මේකට තමයි ඔයගොල්ලෝ ඉස්සෙල්ලාම යන්නේ. මෙතෙන්ට ගියාට පස්සේ ඔයගොල්ලන්ට තියෙනවා මේ ස්ක්‍රීන් එකේ තියෙනවා විදිහටම ස්ක්‍රීන් එකක් ඔයගොල්ලන්ට බලන්න හම්බ වෙනවා. එතෙන්දී ඔයගොල්ලන්ට තියෙන්නේ මේ ස්කූල් කියන කැටගරි එකට ගිහිල්ලා ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ අදාළ ටිකට්ස් ගන්න තෝරගෙන එතන පේමන්ට් එක කරන්න, right? මේක කරාට පස්සේ ඔයගොල්ලන් යන්න තියෙන්නේ ඊළඟ පියවර තමයි ඊළඟ ස්ක්‍රීන් එකට මම පෙන්වන්න යන්නේ. ඒක තමයි අපේ application processing system, right? So we are supposed to go to the second step, basically to upload whatever the materials and your application into our system, right? So once you go to slasscom.lk/ia, you will see a screen like this, right? Which means that you are in our system, right? So here what you need to do is you need to click on this submit an entry, right? And if you want to read more about your category, you can go to your section, which is best innovation product project school category, and you can just read more about your application process as well. So what we are asking for and what are the additional information that we need to give, etc., right? Which means that you can submit those information through the system. ඔගොල්ලන් මේ URL එකට ගියාට පස්සේ slasscom.lk/ia කියන URL එකට ගියාට පස්සේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ මේ වගේ ස්ක්‍රීන් එකක් තමයි දකින්නේ. මේ ස්ක්‍රීන් එකේ ඔයගොල්ලන්ට පේනවා submit and entry කියලා බටන් එකක් තියෙනවා, right? මේ බටන් එක හරහා තමයි ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ application process එක පටන් ගන්න තියෙන්නේ. එතෙන්ට යනකොට ඔයගොල්ලන්ට තවදුරටත් ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ කැටගරි එක ගැන විස්තර දැනගන්න අවශ්‍යතාවයක් තියෙනවා නම් ඔයගොල්ලන්ට මේ පහලින් පේන section එකේ තියෙනවා best innovative product project school කියන කැටගරි එක. මේකට ක්ලික් කරාම ඕනනම් ඒ ඩීටේල්ස් ටික බලා ගන්නත් පුළුවන්, right? එතකොට මේ submit and entry ක්ලික් කරාට පස්සේ ඔයගොල්ලන් registered user කෙනෙක් නෙවෙයි නම් register වෙලා ඔයගොල්ලන්ට පුළුවන් ඊළඟ පියවරට යන්න, right? එතකොට මෙතෙන්දී registration profile එක ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ display වෙනවා. ඔයගොල්ලන්ට බලා ගන්න පුළුවන් ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ තොරතුරු. ඊට පස්සේ මෙතනින් ඉස්සරහට යන්න තියෙනවා, right? The second screen that you see in this process is basically your profile information. If you are already registered, you can simply go to the submission page. If not, you have to create your own account. It's also just a very simple process, right? Once this is done, we are going to the last phase, basically adding or uploading our information that we are supposed to do, right? So here's the place where you choose your category. ඔගොල්ලන්ගේ එකේදී ඔගොල්ලන් කැටගරි එක තෝරගන්න ඕනේ best innovative product project school කියන කැටගරි එක. මේක තෝරපු ගමන් ඔයගලන්ට පහලින් වැඩිපුර අපි තොරතුරු ටිකක් අහනවා right ඒ කියන්නේ තොරතුරු ටික අපිට දෙන්න ඕන so once you select your category properly what will happen is you will be asked to provide some additional information right so what we are supposed to do is you are just supposed to input those information what we have asked for clearly read the instructions and add whatever the information that we have asked for right so once that is done the final phase is to make sure that you attach the copy of the payment which the ticket that you are taking in the first step right මෙතෙන්දී ඔයාලා කරන්න ඕන ඔයගොල්ලන්ට එන හම්බ වෙන payment receipt එක මෙතනට ගෙනහලා attach කරන්න ඕන ඒකෙන් තමයි අපි ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ registration එක track කරගන්නේ right ඒක කළාට පස්සේ ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ submission එක complete ඔයගොල්ලන්ට මේ details ටික විස්තරය ඔයගොල්ලන්ට හම්බ වෙනවා ඔයගොල්ලන්ට බලන්න පුළුවන් system එක හරහා වුණත් ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ application එකට මොකද්ද වෙලා තියෙන්නේ කියලා right ඊට පස්සේ ඔයගොල්ලන් මෙතනට submit කරාට පස්සේ අපි පටන් ගන්නවා අපේ judging process එක deadline එක ඉවරනාට පස්සේ right so what we are going to do next is basically we are going to start the judging process so in judging process what we do is we basically have 2 rounds first round is at the regional level and second one is at the national level අපි ඉස්සෙල්ලාම පළාත් වශයෙන් අපි පළවෙනි evaluation එක කරන්නේ දෙවෙනි evaluation එක අපි ජාතික මට්ටමින් කරන්නේ. එතකොට පළවෙනි මට්ටමේදී අපි බලන්නේ ඔයගොල්ලන් ප්‍රාදේශීය වශයෙන් එහෙම නැත්නම් පළාත ඇතුළේදී ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ තැන මොකක්ද කියන එක. right එතෙන්දී අපි 1 2 3 තෝරන්නේ අපි එතෙන්දී තෝරන්නේ හොඳම products කීපය right හොඳම proposals කීපය තමයි අපි එතෙන් තෝරගන්නේ. අපි ඔයගොල්ලන් category එකේ දෙකක් හෝ තුනක් තෝරගන්න පුළුවන් කොච්චර තරඟකාරීද කියන දේ මත right so what we are going to do is basically we are going to select a couple of projects from the regional level that will compete in the national level so what we do is once we receive your documents whatever the proposals we will do a pre-screening right and then we will see whether you have submitted the letter stating that this is your own product and this is genuine etc so whatever the consent that you got from your principal or section head or whoever right and then we will just screen that basically we will see whether those information are available and at the same time we will verify that right so පළවෙනි පියවර වෙන්නේ ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ එවන තොරතුරු අපි හරියද ඒ ටික clearly තියෙනවද කියලා බලන screening process එක තමයි වෙන්නේ right ඒක ආවට පස්සේ අපි අපේ judging panel එකට brief කරනවා basically කොහොමද මේ evaluation process එක ඒගොල්ලෝ කරගෙන යන්න ඕන දවස් කොහොමද මොන areas ද බලන්න තියෙන්නේ කියන එක judging brief එකක් අපි කරගෙන යනවා ඊට පස්සේ මේ හැම judgeම ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ එක ගත්තොත් panel එකක 3 දෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා ඒ 3 දෙනා හෝ 4 දෙනෙක් ඉන්න පුළුවන් minimum 3 දෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා ඒ 3 දෙනා අනිවාර්යෙන්ම individually ලකුණු දානවා right the next step is basically they evaluate individually there will be at least 3 individuals in the panel so they will do the individual assessment and then based on that we will pick the best among whatever the number of applicants that we are getting අපි ඒන ටික එතනින් තෝරගන්න ටික results ටික අපි අරගෙන අපි බලනවා හොඳම කීප දෙනා කවුද කියලා ඒක panel එකෙන් අපිට suggestion එකක් විදියට එන එක අපි එතෙන්දී review කරනවා SLASSCOM එක විදියට right ඊට පස්සේ අපි last step එක විදියට අපි winners ලා කීප දෙනෙක් තෝරගන්නවා එක දෙන්නෙක් හෝ තුන් දෙනෙක් එක පළාතකින් අපි තෝරගන්නවා right so finally we select the winners so these winners will compete in the national level right that is the round 2 so එතනින් තේරෙන කීප දෙනාව අපි national level එකේදී අපි නැවත වතාවක් තෝරා ගැනීමක් කරනවා එතෙන්දී ජාත්‍යන්තර විනිසුරුවරයෝ තමයි එතන නැත්තම් ජජස් ලා තමයි අපි තෝරගන්නේ මේ product එක review කරන්න right so what we do is in the second round you will be competing at the national level and couple of international judges will go through your proposals and do the evaluation right and then same thing would happen we do a judges brief basically for the international judges as well and then individual assessment and review the result and we will be selecting first and second places out of this right අන්තිමට වෙන්නේ අපි අර කලින් වගේම තමයි මේකත් වෙන්නේ අපි brief කරනවා ඒගොල්ලන් individual assessment එක කරනවා එතනින් තෝරගන්න කට්ටිය වර්ගන අපි review කරලා අන්තිමට පළවෙනියා සහ දෙවෙනියා ජාතික වශයෙන් තෝරගන්න right ඕක තමයි සරලව කිව්වොත් process එක තියෙන්නේ මම ටිකක් වැඩිපුර තව දේවල් ටිකක් කියන්නම් කොහොමද evaluation එක වෙන්නේ මොන වගේ ලකුණු දීමේ පිළිවෙලක්ද තියෙන්නේ කියලා කියන එක so I'll just explain the rubric or the criteria this is just a sample මේක sample එකක් විතරයි මේක ඇත්ත එකක් නෙමෙයි මේ වගේ එකක් තමයි තියෙන්නේ කියලා කියන එක තමයි මට ඔයාලට කියන්න ඕනේ so what what we do is basically, what we have done already is actually we have come up with a criteria for each and every category. For school category, also we have a unique evaluation criteria, right? So there will be certain sections that we are looking at, and we have given marks for those sections, right? But we are looking at the innovative nature, or how much you have put in the effort to make sure, or come up with a new idea, right? අපි මෙතන හැම වෙලාවෙම බලන්නේ ඔගොල්ලෝ කොච්චර හොඳට අලුත් අදහසක් මේකත් එක්ක අරන් ඇවිල්ලාද කියලා කියන එක. ඒක නව්‍යතාවය තමයි අපි මෙතන පරීක්ෂාවට භාජනය කරන්නේ, right? මේ assessment එක පුරාවටම අපි බලන්නේ ඒක. ඒතර වැඩිපුර ලකුණු ගාණක් හම්බෙන්නේ හැම වෙලාවෙම ඕගොල්ලන්ගේ මේ innovation කියන කැලලට, right? එතකොට නවෝත්පාදනයට තමයි අපි ගොඩක් ලකුණු ලබා දෙන්නේ. So once we when we do the evaluation, we look at your category, and we look at basically how innovative you have proposed the solution, right? So this kind of a rubric will be given to each and every judge, and they will do their evaluation based on the criteria given, right? මේ වගේ evaluation guideline එකක් තමයි අපි හැමෝටම දීලා තියෙන්නේ, දෙන්නේ ඉස්සරහටත්. එතකොට ඒගොල්ලන් මේක දිහා බලාගෙන තමයි judging process එක කරගෙන යන්නේ, right? ඔය ටික තමයි අපිට කියන්න ඕනේ. So that's it from our side, and thank you very much for joining.